evening. Thank you all so much for coming. It's great to see everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. And has everyone had a chance to review the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
The agenda is approved. And has everyone had an opportunity to read over the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes of March 24th.
Second.
The minutes are approved. Okay, the next on our agenda today is we have to elect chair and vice chair of our advisory committee. And I think we've discussed.
I think we have to have a nomination.
I think we have to have some nominations.
Madam Chair, I move that we swap the two positions with the fine young ladies that are doing it now.
Okay.
Second.
And you second that? And do we both agree?
We can oppose and really.
And nominate somebody else?
Yeah.
Do we agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Need to put it to a vote.
And what, we have to vote?
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nope.
Just so we're clear for record, that means that Lori will be serving as chair and Yolanda will be serving as vice chair. All right?
So do we start that now or do we start that next meeting?
Next meeting.
Next meeting? Okay. All right, then I will finish this out.
Congratulations.
And now the director's report.
Well, I'll go first. I said to Susan a couple of minutes ago, you know, from an informational standpoint, this is my toughest meeting of the year because these are the months that we are really being repetition driven. We're mowing, we're doing ball fields, we're beautifying the city. We don't have a lot of time, if any, to do anything above and beyond what those items are. We're really strictly doing that. However, we have gotten some things done in the last couple of months I wanted to share with you. We have planted over 3,000 flowers in the last 2 months around the city. And I know that Mr. Ross will probably talk about this a little bit during his report, and I'm not here to steal your thunder, but I think the water fountain over there is missing.
Yeah, it sure is.
That is
Someone stole
intentional.
my water fountain.
It's not missing.
Two little traffic cones.
Yeah.
So who did that?
Well,
In the middle of the night?
yeah. We have a new water fountain actually for it, but what we found out is we need to run water lines, new water lines over there. So we'll run the water lines, install the fountain, and that will be back up and running. And that'll be more similar to what you see around in some of these newer fountains with the bottle fillers and things like that. So that'll be a good move for the park over there. And, you know, I don't do this enough. It's an opportunity for me to talk about our staff and the work that they do around the city and the buy-in that we have from our staff. You know, we haven't met since March, and as a city, we took some surveys about March, sometime around there, maybe even February. And it was basically taking the pulse, the temperature from each employee about the city. How are we doing as a city? How do you like working here? What are some of the challenges you have? What are some of the things that you like? And what I tell you is that, you know, you should always be afraid when you ask for that type of information because you may get something back you don't like. And what we found was that most people were pretty happy at the city overall. We got a very favorable rating, and I think that speaks volumes that people enjoy coming to work here. Listen, can we all, after a couple of years here, find things we don't like? You bet we can. But what we saw out of the surveys from over, I think around 600 employees took the survey. That's a pretty high amount. I think 88% of all employees took the survey. That's a high return rate. What you saw was people were able to step back and go, at the end of the day, what? It's a pretty good place to work. And I think that speaks volumes of the culture here in our city right now, and the progress that we're all making, and I think that's a good thing. So I wanted to share that with you, and Susan will probably share some of that. I won't get into any of the details of it because the details don't matter right now, but in the big picture, I think it's important that y'all know that. That we are testing ourselves. You know, we are trying to make sure we're doing better every day, and are we ever going to get to the top? We'll never get to the top, but there's nothing wrong with trying to get to the top. And I think that's the goal here, is that we try and do something a little better every day. And that all ties into our staff, who I think, as I've told you before, and I'll say it again publicly with cameras rolling, I think we have the best staff in the state. It's 100 and who knows what out. Our guys are working. I have to give a shout out to all of our part-time people. We could not do what we do. I'll be very clear. While I love our full-time people, and they're awesome people, and they're great workers, we could not do what we do without the part-time staff. They provide an extra layer for us to be able to get some of the things done, whether it's Ospreys games. And I don't know if you've been to any of their games. I don't know if you went to the All-Star game, which I'm sure Susan will talk about, or even the playoff game or opening night. And if you haven't, or even if you had, you've seen, we even stencil out on the fields. We do some stenciling out there to try and add that one little extra, thing that nobody else gets, and that's a pretty cool thing to do. And our staff's bought in that, and I wanted to share that with you, and I appreciate that. That's it for me, unless you have any questions.
Every time I drive around and see some of your guys and gals out working, I want to stop and give them a bottle of water. It's so bad out there.
It's tough.
I think we can all agree to attest to, as long as I've been on this board, and I've gone after the staff that's out there, or whatever I attend an event, and they don't know me from anybody else in the crowd. They've always been very professional, polite, and smiling, and, what do you need? So.
And always busy.
Yeah.
Always busy.
We have a good group. Susan, I think everybody in the city does, but of course, I am a little partial.
You're allowed to be. Great segue. I can't tell you enough also how much I appreciate the folks working hard for both our teams this summer. My folks have been going full steam ahead, when kids are out of school, they're with us. So we're running day camp programs. We have upwards of 300 kids every day. Running around outside, inside, in these school buses, going on field trips, everything from archery on base to, the jungle rapids, and then the bowling, and then the artwork, and they're just running ragged. So they're having a great summer. Again, part-time people keep us afloat when it comes to those seasonal programs, but we're extremely fortunate. We've had a great summer so far. It's coming to an end here in a couple of weeks, and then these kids will go back to school, and then we'll be full on for our after-school program and running, all of those sort of things. We also have been very happy this year. For the first time in a couple of years, we were able to secure a swim instructor. So we have been able to offer swim lessons. Now, we all know the pool is coming. It's under construction with the YMCA, so we're thrilled about that. But in the meantime, we still want to service that need out in the community with swim lessons. And we've had a great instructor and some help to offer swim lessons at the Reserve Apartment Complex. So they've been offering sessions all summer, and we were able to expand those this past session to an adaptive. When we hear from parents that need that special needs sort of inclusive program, and she was able to do it, we were able to adjust. So really proud of what we're able to do for our citizens. So swim lessons has been fantastic. Michael mentioned the Ospreys. They just finished. They've had a good season. They've actually done really well in the bracket. They made it to the divisional playoffs. They did not win that game on Saturday night. I believe it was Saturday, but they had a good showing, and I believe their attendance was good. I think the heat might have affected some things for them there towards the end, but they've had some really great, good response and a good turn. The team has done well. So we're so happy for them, and we'll recap and we'll regroup, and next thing you know, we'll be having this discussion in no time again next year. So I'm just really happy for them. Speaking of, Michael mentioned the All-Star, we are really busy with all the things that go on. We have the festivals, we have things that go on. Megan and her team do a great job of scheduling all of these extra things that happen at the Commons. We've got the OLA. Last week we had the Pacific Islanders Festival. We had East Coast Invitational. We've had a tournament last week with the kids. We've had a boxing tournament inside the gym at one point. So really, we're really just, if we're not doing it, we're still facilitating the opportunity for the community to come out and do it. So we're just really excited that we're able to provide that as a chance for our citizens and for our users groups, our advocacy groups, our friends and partners out there are able to offer up what we can provide them at the Commons. So Michael's guys make the place look amazing, and then all these people are coming in to visit these festivals and these events or the concerts or the movies or the upcoming activities. So kudos to all the work behind the scenes to help these folks and to help my special events team get their things going. And speaking of special events, we're very happy. I'm heading up a committee, and that committee is, as you all know, New Bridge Street is done. We're super excited about that. Yeah, right? Jazz hands. We're so happy about it. I knew when this project was almost done that we needed to kick it off and do a kickoff. And so I've gathered a group of city folks along with business owners, and we're going to have a block party basically on September 26th. September 26th, it's a Friday, and we've got a name, it's called Rock the Block, and we've got some great partners that are on board with us, and we've gone out and we've gone door to door to let everybody know, but we're also soliciting vendors. We obviously want to be friendly to our business owners down here, so they've got, frontage of their business, and then anybody off of the downtown corridor off of Court Street can have space, and then after that, the folks that are just vendors and artisans, they can have a booth as well. But we've got a live band already scheduled, we've got some other entertainment scheduled, food trucks are on the horizon, so we are really just looking forward to opening the street up and having people come down and enjoy a great night so that they can walk into some of the businesses. We've gotten a new bistro cafe that opened up last week, some really nice shops. So we want to be business friendly to the downtown business owners, as well as just let our citizens and our community know that this street is open for business. Come down and patronize and show your support. So Friday night, it is September 26th, and it should be a really nice event. So come down and take a stroll on that night and hear a great band and go from there. So that kind of wraps it up for me. Next on our horizon is really after school, all of our registration for volleyball and fall sports and flag football, all of the athletic things for the fall is registration's already started. And so we'll be busy, but good things, all good things.
Will we be doing the Veterans Day weekend?
Yeah, great question. So that is scheduled for November, I want to say 7th or 6th, that Friday. And we have some really great things in the works as far as entertainment goes. I don't want to show my hand too early because contracts haven't been signed, but we're really excited about entertainment for that night and a concert. So stay tuned for Red, White, and Salute. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Hinkle.
Fall registration, when's that end?
I think volleyball's full. Baseball, I think we still have a few spots, but I wouldn't wait too much longer.
Volleyball's like this. And flag football probably has some availability.
All right, thank you.
Any issues with the stage that you guys?
Oh my God, it's amazing. We love the stage. It looks great. It is set up really nicely. Every time my guys put it up and take it down, I think either just getting to be a well-oiled machine, anytime you have that large equipment, you got to work through it. But we had a great concert on Friday night, a great band, and those guys, it took them less than an hour and a half to completely break down and close it up and secure it for the night. So it's going really nice, and we love it. We're thrilled. So, yeah, the stage looks good. Good question. Yes,
I had
sir.
a good article in the paper about the camp and the.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ross. We have a really nice article. She went to our teen camp, and so a lot of it was focused on the teens, but by all means, we have all the camps plus the teens running ragged all summer. that's the goal and that's what we want to do, but it was a nice article. Yes, sir. Thank you for noticing that. Yep.
Just a reminder, as you get ready for the Veterans Day weekend, it is the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps this year, and that'll be taking place that week too.
That is so exciting. Well, anything we can do to help with your efforts, I know we've talked, but. Okay. Any other questions?
Little shameless thing.
Yeah, by all means.
Plug it
Plug it away, plug it
It's a
away.
milestone you don't want to miss,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
Mr. Spring was around here back then.
I was 180 years behind.
Any questions for me? I know I've went over a lot, but I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, our Planning Advisory Board liaison report.
Okay, well, our last, if we don't have anything on the agenda, we don't have a meeting. But on our last meeting, we discussed rezoning at the 400-acre woods, I'm sorry, it's officially Uptown Jacksonville, changing that from residential to what they call planned development commercial, which means you can take a sort of a total approach to everything instead of doing each and everything. And then I'm sure City Council discussed that later. We also rezoned some areas, 4 properties on Warren Street, W-A-R-N, from residential to downtown business. And I was noticing in my review update, we're getting another storage bay facility behind Biscuitville. We need those really bad. We're getting the Hardee's. Remember when we had Hardee's everywhere in town? Well, the Hardee's on Western Boulevard is going to be demolished and replaced with a place called Raising Cane, which is another restaurant, and with a drive-through.
It's a chicken place.
And our third Wawa will show up on Richlands Highway. So
3 or 4, right?
we'll have 3 and 1 more waiting, right? And that's it for me.
Thank you. Any questions? And our council liaison report, Councilwoman Edwards.
This isn't all new news, but since we haven't met in the hot minute, since our last meeting, we of course have approved the budget, which included the CIP, which means money for projects that have been on deck, and so we're very excited to see that moving forward. And yes, we did approve the PD for the, I guess it's 395 acres. We've been calling it 400 acres for a whole long time. For the One City multi-purpose complex, outdoor fields, and all of that good stuff that's coming for our city, which will really be great for what we discuss here, but also be really great for a lot of other uses. And it's going to be kind of a shining gem development, I think, for our community long term. It'll be phased in and we'll all be in day one, but it's something that we're going to be excited to see grow and develop. And that PD is really important because that way we can kind of steer the development to a certain degree and make sure that it is attractive and mixed use, got some good retail, and hopefully our goal, our desire, we can't control private development completely, but our desire is that we kind of facilitate and, what's the word, induce, encourage entertainment type of activities out there as well. So you'll have the sports fields and the walking trails and the biking trails and all that stuff, but it would be lovely if we had, I can't speak for anyone, no contracts are even in discussion at this point, but something along the lines of an adventure kind of business and some things like that you might want to see in that kind of, whether it's putt-putt or zip line or something, some sort of fun kind of additional play.
There's going to be a center, like a conference room, conference center adjoined to that, correct?
To the multipurpose complex, yes. To the multipurpose building, it's basically a U-shaped building. There's a big, huge indoor court space, a nice, I would call it, I don't know, it's a very large lobby, but it functions also as a breezeway between that and the conference center. So it will be all of it together.
Do we know the size of that conference center yet?
We do, but
It's pretty significant, and we did take into account the feedback we got for the military balls. And so they've benchmarked, one of the larger size balls, and there would be enough room for that. So I don't know the square footage of just the conference room yet, but I know that it'll seat, I want to say 600 or 700.
Thank you.
big enough to do the job, that's the goal.
Yes, that was the goal.
Any questions?
And the good news is, still, everything's fluid with it. Everything's still fluid.
So everything is still developing a little bit more.
Well, I think we have concepts, and that's a great place to start. When we get down to the nuts and bolts, you may want to change this or change that, but we have the idea, and it's been made public. It's a beautiful facility, I will tell you that.
I've seen some of it. Just looking forward to a venue, a large venue that can be utilized. Instead of everybody going outside of Jacksonville and outside of Onslow County, we can keep some of that business right here.
That is the goal indeed.
I think this will definitely check that box.
Are there any more questions? Well, then let's go to our parks reports, our member parks report. And
Dorothy's Creek.
Okay.
Park looks good.
Busy.
Yeah, when the guys come to do the grass, it's a small army that shows up, and it takes them a couple of days. And when they get done, it's edged, looks really nice. There are people waiting for the splash pad to open, and they are there until it closes. And the parking lot is packed. Just, like on the weekends, it's just like there's no parking spaces left. So it's a big hit. So that and the playground, they kind of flow in between both of them there. The picnic shelters, they seem to be booked every weekend. On the splash pad, the orange flower thing, it's still just kind of dribbling out of there. Yeah. So that's been 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring some WD-40 in there.
I don't think that's going to help. Plus, it's up higher than my small step ladder will reach. On the splash pad side, they dug up some concrete about 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
They haven't put anything back.
they're not going to, so good for you for noticing that. So I say if you're in the parking lot, to the right of the sheltered area, there was a cement slab there. And what was happening is the roots from the trees were coming up under it and busting it. And there was no sense in us trying to take pieces of it out to keep the other part of it there. The smartest thing to do in the long run, just take it out. It really wasn't significant. We don't really lose anything by taking it out because the shelter is right there. So, yeah, good for you, yeah.
So it's still roped off and.
Well, I haven't talked to Scott about it and where they're at, but I'm sure it's probably a little too warm to put any sod down right now. You probably want to wait a little bit, maybe into September before we try and make that area livable.
Good enough. Can we put a trash can near the walk-in?
The walk-in.
When you walk in from Shadow Ridge?
As long as it's on our property, we can, yes. Maybe at the neck of it.
Yeah, where you go from the park into the walk-in.
Sure.
Because a lot of trash comes to accumulate in that direction. So maybe people would benefit from having that thing there.
Some of you may not even know the area he's talking about. When you come down Shadow Ridge, everybody goes to the stop sign, takes a right, and then drives into the park, whether right or left, But there's actually a neighborhood walkway in, and if you're not familiar with that, it is there in that series referencing. So yeah, we can look at doing that for sure. Thank you.
And that grant we got, actually there's two. One for building some stuff around some little trail there. And then the bigger one where we were going to do the boardwalk and some other stuff?
Yeah, so I have good news and I have bad news. I found out today, actually, we did not get the trail grant. Found out today, as a matter of fact, so good timing on your part, because I wouldn't have had an answer for you otherwise. Unfortunately, we did not get that one, but the other one, that one is being that one is with our stormwater manager, Pat Donovan Van Brandenburg, and she does have that one, and that one's like a $16 million grant. It's, of course, much more inclusive to lots of things that have to happen, but they are they've got a lot to work out before any work out there starts. I've been told it's going to be a good
Yeah,
while.
I mean, that boardwalk is just a small piece. They want to bring the shoreline back to life. So there's, there's going to be, in the big picture, remember, the grant wasn't for just Northeast Creek. It's for, Scales Creek, I think it is, and there's other areas of it, and everywhere where the water is. So I'm sure they have a plan of when this gets into effect. And if you've ever done, or if you've never done any work on the water, that is very time consuming just from the legwork part of it, the amount of grant or the amount of permits you have to get to work through the water quality and the CAMA people. These are not quick steps you take. While you may not see things getting done, there are things in the background that have to be done and are being done. Hopefully one day soon, and one day soon doesn't mean next year even, years from now, we will have a beautiful shoreline down there with a nice boardwalk. But I would look for it within the next 2 to 5 years, probably.
We're making progress, that's good.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're making progress.
For $16 million, we can be patient.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great project.
We're going to put a dock in Swansea.
And trust me, nobody wants it more than Pat to happen. So she's going to be pushing for it to go as fast as it can.
I had a quick question, since we were bringing up the boardwalks, and how are the rentals going? The rentals that we had, the kayaks?
Oh, they're going strong. They get a lot of usage. I haven't gotten a report for the month of July yet, but I know several people that go out on the regular on those.
I've seen people use them when I've been to around the areas that they're located. I was just wondering how they were
Yeah,
going.
no, it's been a great program.
That's about it.
Thank you.
Okay. Scott?
Woodlands Park, working fine. Wilson Bay, looks good out there, even when it's hot. People are still coming out, sitting in their cars and, catching the sights. Absolutely no complaints. A couple kids wish the fish were bigger there.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you.
Still the alligators are eating them.
Northwoods and Brook Valley is myself. Well, Northwoods, it's always busy. You have a lot going on at the community center, and I see the kids over there all the time using it. So that looks great. It can't not look great because there's all the kids over there all the time. And Brook Valley as well. I noticed that some of the little places that I had told you about that had rubber that needed to be replaced, that had been replaced. So thank you very much for that. And there are quite a few kids out there as well. So that's good to see. Good to see. Lori?
Richard Ray, Jack Imia, perfect, no issues, no concerns. The baseball game, I've been to a couple of Ospreys, and the field is just, even with the rain that at the one time we were having a lot of, the fields drained really well, in my opinion, and it looked really good. And I see that you guys are putting the new scoreboard up. So
We got it in time for the last 2 days.
so that looks good. So no issue, no problems, and the games that I've attended, everybody's been real received, and so look forward to them coming back next year.
Kendrick?
All right, so Georgetown, it looks really good over there. The only thing I was wondering would be the basketball courts. How often do we resurface those? Or I mean, because it'd be really nice if that court could get resurfaced like they had at Phillips Park and Northeast Creek, because it's
Well, the one at Phillips is concrete. Yeah, they're asphalt out there now.
Yeah.
And that would be a major project to pull asphalt. You'd have to basically demo the asphalt, pull it up, and then put down concrete.
Yeah, I'm just asking because the grass growing in the cracks and it's all cracked up. So, but other than that, the park looked really good. Sturgeon City always looks good, and the playground there is heavily used, so there's always a lot of families there using it. That's it.
Wooten Park, pretty good. There's some trash on the picnic tables. Usually it's immaculate, but they just didn't clean up, so I took care of it. And, of course, the water fountain is no longer there. Really a good water fountain. What can I say? I noticed that basketball nets are fine, equipment was fine, restrooms fine, so it was good.
I would like to get a plaque and put Bill Ross on the water fountain. So let's put that
Ross
budget
as
for
water
next
fountain.
year.
Enjoyed that water fountain.
Good idea.
And Mr. Spring?
Sherwood Forest, there were, when I went out there was a couple of visitors at the picnic area. Of course, I did not get out of my car and scare them away. At Branchwood, also we had some kids playing on the playground back on the far end, but overall, I would say that both parks were well mowed and clean and ready to go. So,
Okay.
no problems.
Yes?
So I just want to follow up on all the park reports and just remind everybody, if they have a moment, if you're in a park and you see something that doesn't look right or something's damaged or maybe been vandalized, feel free to reach out to me. Steve does a really good job of texting me, and he texts me pictures even, which, on a Saturday at 7 p.m., that's not the greatest text to get, but we're 363 days a year we're out working. If it's something our guys can get to the next day, then we're gonna remedy it. And I'm not gonna be bothered by it. I don't mind it. It's just we like to get things fixed as soon as possible, and some things aren't able to be done that way, but some things are, some things really are, and feel free to reach out, and if I can get it fixed, I'm going to respond. I think I'm pretty good at responding to you when you text. Just feel free to do that. I encourage you to do it. I want the parks to look good. You want them to look good. Help me out a little if you're there and see something.
And they did fix it the next business day.
Oh, I've done the same. I've
you've done it
taken
too.
pictures and sent them to him, so
Yeah.
and they do, he
I
responds.
have no
right
issue.
away.
I think for me, that works well. I mean, we have 31 full-time people. That's 62 eyes. That's not enough.
And if it's something, right away, because we've only been meeting every other month, so I don't.
Don't hold it till the meeting, right?
Right. Okay, any other questions before we move on?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Susan, our one city moment.
Okay, so obviously I mentioned how much we have going on, so we're just going to do a snapshot of some of our events. This is the amphitheater where we have movies. This is our art in the park. We try and do art programs in the different parks to bring people out to the different areas. So this one's at the amphitheater as well, but we'll rotate around to different locations just to kind of show and spotlight. This is our Special Needs Awareness Day. We call it Fields of Fun. This was in June. It was a great day. It was a warm day, but everybody came out, and we're just really excited to be able to expand our services for all abilities that we have in our community. Summer camp, these are just a few of the pictures. They've been all over North Carolina, I'm not gonna lie. They've been all over. They're having a great time. And I get calls from parents saying, they're just so worn out. And I'm like, well, that's what we wanna do. Yeah, you're welcome. So these are just more pictures. I think that's in Tryon Palace. Talk about fishing. We've done fishing with the fuzz, I think they call it. So we've been fishing with the PD folks, and some of our staff has even actually gotten on board with it and catching crabs. These kids are enjoying it. So all sorts of good pictures. Archery on base, we work with them. And this one on the right is Fantasy Lake in Raleigh. We took the teens there. It really is a neat place. So we're able to do different things and cater to the different age groups. We realize that, you're not going to necessarily do the same programs for a teenager as you are a 6 or 7-year-old, but that's what makes it enjoyable for everybody. We have a full teen camp at 40 kids all day, every day, all summer. And that to me is a proud moment because it's hard to keep those kids entertained, but we're doing our best. So it's been a great summer.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Thank you. Does anyone have any other questions? Any other comments, announcements?
Motion to adjourn.
Well, our next meeting, will be September 22nd, right here at 6 p.m. And there is a motion on the table to adjourn. Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor? Aye. We are adjourned until September. Thank you.